Okay, hello everyone and welcome back to Brick Rigs. And as you can tell by the song, it's another Call of Duty Zombies song, which means it's going to be a zombies themed creation, or Call of Duty Zombies themed creation. But what is this one going to be? Obviously, I've just finished DLC 2 map, or well, I've recently uploaded rather the DLC 2 map on the zombified petrol station. So what's this going to be? Well, it's not actually a creation, but a bunch of creations. These are the Call of Duty Wonder Weapons. So far I've got everything from World at War to the end of Black Ops 1 with DLC 5 Black Ops 1 Moon, which is what those things are. So we'll start off with the elephant in the room. One of these things is not like the others. One of these things just doesn't belong. And that one thing is this man standing here. Well, this zombie standing here, rather. And this is the Panzer Soldat from Origins and the Eisendrache. Because I originally, to make sure that I got these things to some sort of a scale, obviously the ray gun is a little bit big there, but in order to get these things to somewhat of a scale, I just basically I just changed the power armors because they have weapons attached to them, or they have weapons as part of the workshop upload, and so in order to get to the same scale, I had a suit of power armor here, but then I was like, that's not Call of Duty Zombies themed though. What is? Well, a Panzer Soldat, which is what this is here. He's got the claw, which he grabs you with. He's got the flamethrower on his arm, which he burns you with. And then he's got the zombified face in the little helmet. And yeah, he's got the German cross. He's got this weird thing here, which I don't know what that is on the Panzer Soldat, but hey, there's that. There's bolts and screws on his leg there. Around the back of him, you know, or rather, he's got shoulder pads there, and then around the back, he's got this contraption, which I assume is, I don't know, steam. I don't know, whatever they decided to do for that. And then we come to, the weapons. So, as you can tell, there's quite a few here, and I also have to pack a bunch of versions of them. So starting off with World at War, we'll actually start off with the ray gun from World at War, all the way back from Nacht. Nacht Untoten, we had the ray gun here. And obviously these aren't going to be picture-perfect versions of the Wonder Weapons, but they are close enough. They are close enough to be recognisable from a distance. You can probably recognise most of these things. There are a couple which I'm unsure about, which don't look exactly how they're meant to, but probably at a glance you'll recognise what these things are meant to be. So of course the ray gun, it's missing the sight, it's missing the thing on the barrel, but overall you can tell it's the ray gun. It also doesn't have the dial sort of on the side there. But you can tell this is the ray gun, you know, it's streamlined, it's got the grip, it's got the big trigger guard, it's got the glowing 115, I assume, element on it there, and it's got, the flayed out end of the barrel. Yeah, you can recognise it from a distance. And then you've got Porter's X2 ray gun, which is this one here, the chrome, meant to be like the World at War Pack-a-Punch, because I think World at War Pack-a-Punch is the best looking camo. So yeah, this is that, Porter's X2 ray gun. Yeah, again, you can sort of tell what those are. Then we move on to the next Wonder Weapon, which we got in, I was about to say Shangri-La, but it's not, in Shino Numa, which is where the song currently playing is from. And we get, oh, okay, I didn't mean to press caps there and get back into it. But yeah, this is where we get the Wunderwaffe DG2, my favourite Wonder Weapon. It might be outclassed and outdated in modern zombies, but I still think it's the best Wonder Weapon. I just love the look of it, love the feel of it, because of course, it's the Wunderwaffe. So yeah, the Wunderwaffe, you can tell it's the Wunderwaffe from a distance. It's got the wooden buttstock, it's got the grip right there, it's got the weird, I don't know, heat shrink, or heat sink rather, device, sort of sticking down the back. It's got the light at the back there, and it's got the 3 cartridges, the 3 shock charges on the side of the weapon. You've got the charging handle right at the front, and yeah, you've got the other bits and pieces. This is meant to be the These are meant to be like the 6 claws which go towards the end of the barrel, which I assume focus the lightning as it comes out of the gun. But yeah, that's what that's meant to be. Of course, well, like I said, not picture perfect. It's the best I can do on this scale in brick rigs. You've got to know the limitations basically of brick rigs, and then it's got the little extra additional thing at the top, which I'm very happy with. And yeah, I think it's come out rather well. And then you've got the Wunderwaffe DG3JZ, the Pack-a-Punch version. This is in a gold, which I think it's the closest I could find without just turning it all into chrome again, but it's the closest I could find. I think this is from Black Ops 1 somewhere, or maybe Black Ops 3, I'm not too sure. But yeah, so you've got the Wunderwaffe DG3JZ with double the amounts of shots and pretty much just double the ammo, and it can chain up to 24 zombies, I think, with a single shot, which is decent amount. Yeah, might take a couple of hordes, or might take a couple of shots to clear out a horde in modern zombies, but back in the day, Wunderwaffe was very powerful, so there's Pack-a-Punch Wunderwaffe. We then move all the way up to Kino der Untoten, or Kino der Toten, I think it is actually for, and that is where we meet. Oh God, no, Thundergun! Why you do this to me? But yeah, that's where we meet the Thundergun. There we go. Oh. So yeah, with the Thundergun, I'll just do it like this. So yeah, the Thundergun, we all know and love the Thundergun. It sends them flying. 2 shots in the magazine. You can't reload mid-magazine. You have to expend all of your shots. But yeah, so you've got the main. You've got the actual ammo right there, which is what the carbon fibre grey pieces there. That's what that is. And then, of course, you've got the dangerous end. You've got the, I assume, build-up pressure dial on the side. There's a little side cut-off thing. And then you've got various tubing and piping and stuff, which is what this stuff is at the side. And then you've got the very reinforced buttstock in order to actually take the powerful blast into your shoulder. And yeah, it's got, the 2 grips down the bottom. And it's got the little joining bar between the 2 pieces, I assume. And then you've got, the main thunder pressure and all of that stuff. And then you've got the Pack-a-Punch Zeus cannon, which is right here. And to represent the Black Ops camouflage, or Pack-a-Punch camouflage, which is sort of like what is it? The sort of like circuit board looking thing. This is the closest I can find to it, which is the hexagons. So that's what this is here. And so yeah, that's what that is there. This is just the Pack-a-Punch camo with the Zeus cannon. Nothing else changes really in it. Nothing else glows differently like the Porter's X2 ray gun or the DG3. Those 2 things have got purple glow to them. But of course, this was the first Wonder Weapon which didn't have a glow on it because there wasn't anything powered by 115 on it. But yeah, so there's that. So yeah, that's the Thundergun. Then we come to arguably the Wonder Weapon that everyone hates the most. The Winter's Howl, the freeze gun. And so yeah, that's what this is. It's a fairly simple build. I was surprised at how easy it went together, but then maybe that's because of how useless the Winter's Howl is to most people. So yeah, you've got the main Winter's Howl bit, which is the frost generator, as it were, in the middle, which is what the glowing bit is, and then you've got, of course, the end of the barrel, and then you've got the grip. Nothing else much more to say to that. And then there's the Pack-a-Punch version, which is the Winter's Fury. And so yeah, you've got just, again, simple. I couldn't find any good pictures of the Pack-a-Punch version from the side, so I just turned it chrome because that's what it looked like. So yeah, this is a chrome Winter's Fury with a slightly different blue for the glowing bit. And then we come to the worst weapon. So of course this was released in the base game with 5. Then we got probably DLC 1, maybe DLC something, which came with Call of the Dead, which some people like, some people don't like. It's got the smoke, or it's got the fog. It's got George Romero, everyone's most hated zombie boss, and also one incredibly bad Wonder Weapon and one decent up until like round 50 or something stupid Wonder Weapon. But the one that we're going to look at is the worst one out of the 2, the VR11, the Wonder Weapon which turns a single zombie into a single person, which, unless you're nowhere near them, the zombies won't go after. Yeah, complete wasteful weapon slot until you Pack-a-Punch it, and then it becomes marginally better. Yeah, doesn't actually kill the zombie. it just turns them into a person, which, whoopie-doo. It's a novelty the first time you do it, but then after the next 5 times, it starts losing its novelty. And so yeah, that's what this is here. It's, you know, just grip, trigger, you know, little thing poking out the back. The weird camo, which is a sky pattern, is what this is. This is called sky colour in Brick Rigs. And then you've got the 2 arms which sort of curl out from under the side, which you've got the 2 little finger things which go towards the end of the barrel, which is what these things are, which have got 87 on them. 87 is actually mirrored on the other side, I believe, and then it's got, of course, like the red light or whatever. This has actually got a sight on it. This is like the only thing that I put a sight on, because actually an axle was like the perfect thing that I could do for this, so I can't quite line it up perfectly, but yeah, it's got just a basic sight there. And then you've got the supposedly dangerous end of the Wonder Weapon right there. And then you've got the Pack-a-Punch version, the VR11 Lazarus, which is marginally better. If you shoot a zombie 3 times with it, they actually die. Alternatively, you can shoot a teammate and they'll get basically insta-kill and zombie blood. So they'll insta-kill any zombie for the duration of the effect whilst it's on them. And the zombies also ignore them, which is useful. If you're playing single player with it, utterly useless in that regard. The only other reason to have it is to calm down George Romero or banish him for the remainder of the round, which can be useful, but it does mean that you only have 1 weapon. 2 if there's Mule Kick. I don't know when Mule Kick was introduced, but if Mule Kick was introduced in Call of the Dead, then you'd only have 2 weapons if you bought Mule Kick. If not, you've only had 1 weapon, so it better be an LMG, or you'd be or you would have to keep on constantly running to get a new weapon or Pack-a-Punch ammo. So yeah, there's the VR11 Lazarus. We then come to the Scavenger, which is an explosive sniper rifle, which is fun. Pack-a-Punched, I believe it acts like a monkey bomb, the same way as the crossbow does when you Pack-a-Punch it to the awful Lawton. But yeah, so you've got a scope here, which has just got 2 glass pieces either end. I was very happy with how the scope turned out. And then you've got the curved bit of the bolt. Got the magazine there of, I think it's 3 shots, maybe 5 of the Pack-a-Punch thing. There's the thumbhole stock right there, or the supposed version of a thumbhole stock. And then you've got the actual trigger and trigger guard right there. And then, yeah, all the way up to the very long barrel, which has got the weird bulge near the end of it. Again, not too sure what that is. But yeah, so there's that. And then you've got the Hyena Infrared, which is what this thing is. Again, this is meant to be the Black Ops Pack-a-Punch camo, the same as the VR11 Lazarus. But yeah, again, nothing much changes with the Hyena Infrared other than damage, magazine size, and acts like a monkey bomb. So there's that. And then we've got the 3197 JGB 215 or something or other, aka the Baby Maker / the Baby Gun, which is what this thing is right here. So yeah, you've got the grip, you've got the stock, you've got the trigger right there, you've got the magazine, which is the circular thing there. 5 shots, I think, non-Pack-a-Punch. This is the dragon, which doubles as a iron sight. This is meant to be the dragon right there in the sort of gap in the middle of the weapon, which is very odd. It's sort of only held together by the foregrip rather, which is strange. But then you've got the dangerous end, and then you've got the bit which I assume shrinks. This is meant to have a sort of like curve on it like a C, but again, limitations. I can't do that in Brick Rigs pretty much, unfortunately. But you know, to be honest, I'm least happy with this Wonder Weapon in terms of the stock. The actual Wonder Weapon I think looks pretty good. I think I've got the likeness down to it pretty good. It's got the weird cylinder on the second barrel there. But yeah, the stock I think could have been better, but you know, this is the stock you've got. Quit complaining. So yeah, there's that. And then you've got this Pack-a-Punch version, which is the Fractalizer, I think it is. And yeah, again, pretty much Black Ops 1, they didn't bother doing anything with the Pack-a-Punch camo. They just decided on one thing which wouldn't change camo, and then all of it just turned into motherboard, into red motherboard. Even the wooden bits, which is very strange. I don't know why they decided to do that. in Black Ops 1. I think it's very weird, which is one of the reasons why I like the World of War camo, because it's got, you know, just generally a nice look to it. But yeah, so this is the fractalizer here. You get probably more ammo and you can shrink more zombies down to babies, I think. But yeah, so there's that. The little dragon stays the same. But yeah, other than that, nothing else much to say on the fractalizer. Then we come to DLC 5, the Resurrection map pack, the first Call of Duty map pack to only include zombies maps and in this case it was all of the World of War maps and Moon, which is where we get the Zap Gun's dual wield / the wave gun. A hilarious weapon which makes the zombies puff up before exploding whilst also floating in the zero gravity, which yeah, is quite horrifying when you think about it, but also quite fun to look at. So yeah, we've got the two Zap Guns here in the dual wield configuration. We've got the actual wave gun part of it as the single Zap Gun there, and then we've got the other Zap Gun, which is right there at the back. And in theory, with these two weapons that I've made here, you can in theory put them together and make the wave gun. But yeah, so the two dual-wield Zap Guns, yeah, they shoot out lightning like the Wunderwaffe, but it doesn't chain. It's a single one-shot, one-kill. You know, it won't chain to other zombies. You can effectively think of it as just an odd-looking bullet coming out at the end of the Zap Guns. But you know, they are pretty fun. And then, of course, yeah, you put it together, make the wave gun, you get 3 shots with the wave gun, then you have to reload this disc, which is what this thing is here. And then this thing has a magnet around it, which I think is what keeps the top covering the actual wave gun magazine inside of the Zap Gun here. And then, you know, when you reload it, this blue bit here flips backwards. This thing, I think, just retracts, breaking the magnetic field and allowing you to take out the wave gun projectile. At least I assume that's how it goes. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, so there's that, and then you've got the Pack-a-Punch version, which is the max wave gun when it's together, or Porter's X2 Zap Guns dual wield. So once again, Porter had something to do with the Zap Guns, at least with creating the Pack-a-Punch version. And again, with all of the Black Ops weapons, they literally just turn everything into motherboard. They love their motherboard camo pattern, apparently. Which is, yeah, each to their own, Treyarch, each to their own there. But yeah, so there's the two of them. It still has the 87 written on the side, and then the glow changes to like a more purpley colour, which is what that is there. And yeah, that's all of the weapons that I have so far. Obviously, I've still got 2 more Black Ops games to go, Black Ops 2 and some Black Ops 3 weapons. I'm not going to do the bows, I don't think. Bows are slightly too difficult to do in this sort of a scale, I think. There's also some other things that I might not do, like the Apothecan's Servant and a couple of other things. But for now, this is all of the World at War and all of the Black Ops 1 weapons. And if I just show you with those, with the Zap Guns here, if I take them here, move that, hide that, take that, stick it onto the end there, and there you go. There is your wave gun right there. So yeah, again, just connect them both together, and boom. There you go, I have got a functioning wave gun now instead of a Zap Gun. And you can do the same with the Zap Guns, the Pack-a-Punch Zap Guns as well. But yeah, so that is all of the Call of Duty Wonder Weapons. Pretty fun making them. Some of them were a challenge, some of them were easy to do. Some more than others, obviously. Takes a while, depending on which gun it is, to actually make them in this scale, but yeah. So, I'll thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Subscribe to them on the workshop if you like them, and goodbye.